are some gentlemen from ARK Invest, and here is their opinion on hybrid vehicles.
I think this is a short-term move, innovator's dilemma-esque type problem, and a mistake to focus on the short term.
As in hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So
what was I think someone gave an analogy on Brainstorming Friday about hybrid. It's, do you remember it? I don't know. I don't want to butcher it.
I mean, I'll say a couple things. You tell me which one do you think it was?
Yeah, wait, there was one. It's
the worst of both worlds, right? You're taking a complicated system, you're adding another complicated system, and now you've got an even more complex system. So that's bad, just generally speaking, and leads to higher maintenance costs.
So do you hear that? These gentlemen definitely think and agree that hybrid cars are not the future. They say that it is basically a short-term fix for car companies to make some sales, because it is definitely two different complicated systems. A car with an engine is a complicated system, okay? Hands down. To the person who is not making it, like people who are not engineers and us people who just buy them, we don't know the complexity of it. But it's a super complex piece of machinery. And then you're going to take an electric vehicle, which is also a super complex piece of machinery. And on top of that, you're going to put them together in the same car, both two forms of propulsion under the same hood, is really ridiculous. I mean, there's more breakpoints, there's more places where there could be damage, and a lot more to fix because you got two complicated systems under one roof. And that is definitely not the way to go about it. It is definitely going to make things more complicated for the owner if something were to go wrong, because cost expenses are much higher when you have a very complicated vehicle trying to be worked on. And it's a very niche vehicle also. I mean, you can say that there's a lot of hybrids around. Yeah, but for sure, it is a complicated thing. It is not what people think. People keep saying hybrids are the future, but honestly, it is going to be a short-term thing where major car companies fool their loyal customers into buying it, because they know they're going to be going out of business if they don't start creating electric vehicles, and good ones on top of that. So their best idea is we're just going to fool our old clients, hopefully dupe them into buying an EV, and we can make some money off this, and eventually down the line in a few years, right off into the sunset with some money that we've made, and fire all of our people who work in our factories, but we'll walk away fine. Yeah, and leave our loyal customers with a hybrid engine. So, I mean, opinion my butt. That's how it goes.
I think the analogy was hybrid reminds, I forget who said this, so apologies on not giving proper credit here, but it would be, the comparable to when the original combustion engine was created, using that in conjunction with horses, and, tying a horse to like an original combustion engine car and seeing if it, helps performance in some way.
Well, do you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? A hybrid vehicle is like taking a regular car and stapling a horse to it to see if it works better. That's the analogy of a hybrid car. It's like back in the old days, in the old 1900s, with the horse and buggy. It's like you got a horse and buggy, then you staple a horse to it to see if it works better. I mean, it's complex. You're gonna take an old school vehicle and then attach a horse to it to see if it works better. That's the same idea. It's like taking an engine car and attaching a big battery to it, seeing if it works better. Like, that is just ridiculous. I mean, to the person who doesn't understand this, sure, you'll fight back and say that I'm crazy and blah, 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 hybrids are the future. But you know what? There's a lot of people who know that it's not. And major car companies, I believe that they know that it's not the future. And they are making them because I think they know that they can just fool some of their loyal customers. Yes, that's right. Fool some of their loyal customers into buying a hybrid car. Because for them, it's all about record profits. It's not about always making the happiest customer, because the only thing they see more than customers is the money that they're making. They don't see the faces of the customers that they piss off or have to keep going back to the shop, blah, 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 blah. No, not the people at the top of these car companies. They see the profits they make. Therefore, they will dupe you or trick you into buying their products that they know are not going to be selling, because they got to get them off the shelves. This is how it works in business. So you don't have to believe me or take my word for it, but just letting you people know, everyone keeps saying that hybrids are the future, but in reality, they're not. Well, that's my show for the day. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to tune in daily. I always post videos every day about what's going on with Tesla, big tech, and all sorts of interesting things. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.